3 things you might be doing wrong as a solo streamer. I've been streaming for like 5 years and I've learned a lot, mainly on what not to do. So let's learn from my mistakes together. Number 3, relying on just Twitch to grow. I've been streaming for so long now that if just streaming on Twitch guaranteed growth, it hasn't been working. Now I've had hiatuses here and there and streaming hasn't been my #1 focus for a while, but to be honest, that hasn't changed a lot for me. I've been lucky enough to have a small community that's always been there for me, even when I've had to take breaks or just haven't been able to stream. But you can't be shouldering the weight of a possible career on a small community, so if you want to make streaming work, then we have to think bigger. That brings us to number 2, not taking advantage of the mediums. I have been so bad at this, it's embarrassing. I'm sure you've already heard about how streams only last as long as you're live, so you've got to get videos out on the internet. But what's really challenging as a solo streamer is finding the time to even make those other forms of content. It's unfortunately always better to have something edited from stream rather than just having the raw clips and VODs up on YouTube. So spend time finding the most effective ways for you to edit. You might have noticed I use a lot of jump cuts, and that's mainly because doing smooth motions or anything like that is just too much time for me to do, so I don't. Practice and aim to get things finished within a limited time frame as best as you can. Personally, I'm aiming to get my shorts down to about half a day of work. Last but not least, my biggest sin, number 1, making overcomplicated streaming assets. Now I've made a lot of very neat overlay stuff for stream, added gimmicks and knickknacks, but all of them I spent way too much time on, were never that effective for viewer engagement, and maybe a little too complicated sometimes. Remember to put yourself in your chatter's shoes. Think about what will be fun for them and how they will interact with it. And always test something out before spending over half a year making an overlay work like an operating system, just to end up with a cluttered mess that only the one Linux user in chat can understand how to use. You always need to evaluate how much time you spend on things. And now I only add new things to my stream if it takes me 1 day to add. Any more time and it's just not worth it to me as a small streamer. So to sum it up, seems to me streaming is just a really big time management challenge, and I've always been really bad at time management. So be better at it than me and I'm sure you'll grow.